Explorer 1, humankind's farthest-reaching space probe, has identified 300 mysterious objects in deep space, hinting at the potential for intelligent life beyond Earth. These sightings could date back thousands of years, pointing to the possibility of numerous civilizations. Despite its age, Explorer 1 remains vital in the exploration of outer planets, transmitting data about its journey back to Earth. This groundbreaking discovery has profound implications for the future of space exploration. Originally, NASA designed the mission to extend past Pluto, Saturn, and Jupiter, while other probes would reach Uranus and Neptune. However, budget constraints required adjustments to these ambitious plans. Explorer 1 was equipped with 2 golden records, 12-inch copper discs plated with gold, holding sounds from whale calls to Chuck Berry's music, alongside greetings in 55 languages to prepare for potential encounters with extraterrestrial beings. These discs also include diagrams for operation and map the Sun's position relative to nearby pulsars. Powered by 3 radioisotope thermoelectric generators, Explorer 1 converted the heat from decaying plutonium into usable power. Its scientific payload included a magnetometer, 2 imaging systems, various spectrometers, and instruments to detect charged particles and cosmic rays. Since its launch on September 5, 1977, Explorer 1 has conducted 11 scientific investigations, relaying valuable information back to Earth. After passing through the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter, Explorer 1 transmitted its first images of Jupiter in April 1978. By March 1979, it surprised NASA by detecting a faint ring around Jupiter and discovering 2 additional moons. The probe's detailed images of Jupiter's Galilean moons, Europa, Ganymede, Callisto, and Io, revealed unprecedented details. Notably, Explorer 1's images of Europa suggested a relatively smooth surface marked by linear features, hinting at a subsurface ocean beneath an icy crust. In February 1990, Explorer 1 looked back toward Earth and captured a historic image of our planet from 3.7 billion miles away, a reminder of Earth's small place in the vast cosmos. By August 2012, Explorer 1 entered interstellar space, leaving behind the heliosphere, a protective bubble of charged particles generated by the Sun. Scientists noted a higher particle density in this region compared to inside the heliosphere, formally marking August 25, 2012, as the date it crossed into interstellar space. Since then, Explorer 1 has provided critical insights into the interstellar medium, detecting high levels of cosmic radiation and particles from both stellar and solar sources. NASA has been impressed with Explorer 1's resilience, especially as it maintained communication with Earth through its backup thrusters when its primary attitude control engine began failing. To conserve power, the mission team disabled its cameras soon after capturing the iconic pale blue dot image, along with 5 additional scientific instruments in November 2023. In that month, Explorer 1 temporarily stopped transmitting data, raising concerns that it might have ceased collecting scientific information. Troubleshooting was challenging given the vast distance. Commands from Earth take 22.5 hours to reach the probe, with the same wait for a response. After 5 months of analysis, NASA's team decided on a digital nudge, akin to using air puffs to detect tooth decay. They discovered that one of Explorer 1's 3 onboard computers was malfunctioning. By reallocating memory in the flight data subsystem, the probe resumed normal operations, officially bringing Explorer 1 back online. In approximately 40,000 years, Explorer 1 will pass within 1.7 light-years of the star AC plus 793888, also known as Gliese 445, instead of heading towards Proxima Centauri at 4.22 light-years away. No attempt was made to redirect it toward other objects beyond the solar system after it passed Saturn and Titan. Since 1980, the extended mission has ensured continued exploration, with the probe's remaining systems expected to enter a protective mode as power levels drop within the next 5 to 6 years. If the computers cease functioning, the signal will weaken, and Explorer may first lose alignment with its high-gain transmitter to Earth. Without continuous guidance, the probe will eventually shut down. Approximately 800 years from now, Explorer 1's plutonium cores will have decayed to less than 1% of their initial power, leaving it at ambient space temperature. Some 39,000 years from now, It will pass 1.76 light-years from Gliese 445, surpassing the Sun by about 2.5 light-years as Proxima Centauri makes its closest approach. As Proxima Centauri recedes, Explorer 1's journey will continue for almost 30,000 additional years. At its current speed, crossing the 4.22 light-years to Proxima Centauri would take nearly 1,000,000 years. Despite the daunting vastness of space, the selection of Gliese 445 allows the probe to achieve an encounter within the next 100,000 years. The search for a fraction of space could remain inconclusive given the universe's scale and the likelihood that extraterrestrial civilizations have their own programs for deep
leading
space
to further
examination of the possibility of extraterrestrial life and unidentified objects. The Pentagon's Division of Investigation is closely examining these cases. A significant UFO event in history occurred on June 24, 1947, near Mount Rainier, when pilot Kenneth Arnold, flying from Boise, Idaho to Yakima, Washington, spotted 9 unidentified flying objects in formation. Reflecting sunlight as they moved, these objects created a chain-like formation. Although approximately 20 to 25 miles away, Arnold couldn't discern any markings on them. Despite facing criticism for his detailed account, Arnold stood firm in his claims. In 2006, at Chicago's O'Hare International Airport, a United Airlines employee reported seeing a dark metallic craft hovering above one of the gates before it shot upwards into the sky. Mysteriously, the craft evaded detection by airport radar, which the Federal Aviation Administration dismissed as a weather anomaly, declining further investigation. The early 1950s saw a surge in UFO sightings and alleged alien encounters, fueling widespread concern. In 1952, numerous sightings were reported over Washington, D.C., with unidentified flying objects observed near major landmarks like the White House. This led to the deployment of F-94 jets to investigate. However, when the jets approached the objects on radar, they would vanish inexplicably. On October 21, 1978, an Australian pilot disappeared under mysterious circumstances, an event known as the vanishing. On October 4, 1967, an unidentified object reportedly crashed into the waters near Shag Harbour, Nova Scotia. Witnesses described seeing an object fall from the sky with a loud whistling sound, followed by a bang. In another notable incident, 2 Air Canada pilots and a boat captain on board Flight 305 observed a strange, brightly lit rectangular object near their aircraft. Similar sightings followed in France in July 1965, when a farmer, Maurice Mass, had a close encounter with a UFO while on break in his lavender field. Mass described seeing an oval-shaped craft with 2 small figures, about 4 feet tall, who pointed a device at him, immobilizing him momentarily. The beings eventually returned to their craft, leaving behind physical evidence in the field. Lieutenant Colonel Richard French, who investigated UFO sightings for Project Blue Book between 1952 and 1969, shared his own UFO encounter with Congress. In 1952, in Newfoundland, French reported seeing 2 round crafts below the water's surface, with 2 beings working on them underwater, an account challenging traditional understanding. On November 23, 1953, a mysterious Air Force incident occurred near the Canada-US border over Lake Superior. The Air Defense Command detected an unidentified blip on their radar. An F-89C Scorpion jet, with First Lieutenant Felix Moncla and Second Lieutenant Robert Wilson aboard, pursued the object for 30 minutes until their radar blips merged. Shortly afterward, both the jet and its pilots vanished without a trace. In March 1996, the chilling story of Project Grudge Report 13 unfolded at the White Sands Missile Range near an Air Force base in New Mexico. Major William Cunningham and Sergeant Jonathan P. Love encountered a disturbing incident at the testing grounds. A Pentagon report released afterward suggested that the U.S. government might not be alone in the universe, though it asserted there was no evidence of alien life. Despite claiming that most UFO sightings were likely misidentified civilian objects, some journalists and researchers strongly disagree, dedicating their lives to investigating these accounts. The report, considered an initial analysis by the All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, AARO, was conducted by a government agency established in 2022 to address various potential threats, including unidentified objects in air and space. Despite significant public interest, media outlets were barred from attending the report's discussion meeting. Recently, a deployable surveillance system called the DEMON Deployable Monitoring Network has been gathering data on unidentified objects in air and underwater. The ARO asserts that no evidence of a covert UFO program has surfaced, but some insiders suspect high-ranking officials may know more. Whistleblowers have indicated they may reveal information contradicting the report's conclusions. Monthly, over 100 new cases from various sources are reported and investigated, although skeptics remain doubtful about the rigor of these investigations and question the narrative's depth. Although light travels far, not all signals are equally strong. The strength and frequency of a transmitter determine the maximum distance a transmission can reach. While popular in science fiction, the idea that extraterrestrials might intercept our random TV broadcasts is improbable. Early TV transmissions may have reached beyond our solar system, but by the time they reach interstellar space, they would be faint and nearly impossible to detect. Humans have deliberately sent powerful signals into space, sparking debates on scientific and ethical grounds. One concern is that decisions affecting our entire species and planet are made by a few individuals, a situation some ethicists consider inherently unjust. Another challenge with sending messages to extraterrestrial intelligence is the unpredictability of who, or what, might be listening and their potential intentions. A technologically advanced extraterrestrial civilization might discover us while seeking to dominate the galaxy, or a more benevolent race might seek to share knowledge about interstellar travel, energy production, or other transformative technologies. Experts in space policy argue that investing resources in sending messages, known as MEDI or messaging to extraterrestrial intelligence, is unwise, as we have no idea what could happen if we establish contact with intelligent aliens. Nevertheless, it's possible that we might be found by aliens searching for life beyond their own planet. The question of whether life exists elsewhere in the universe remains one of the central mysteries of existence, and ultimately, it may not be up to us to solve it. The Pentagon's efforts to investigate unidentified flying objects, UFOs, have drawn much speculation. According to Sean Kirkpatrick, head of the Pentagon's Anomaly Resolution Office, potential visitors might be deploying small probes during their close encounters with Earth, similar to NASA's method in its space missions. Kirkpatrick has collaborated with Avi Loeb, a prominent Harvard astronomer who stirred up a storm of debate over the strange interstellar object Oumuamua, suggesting it might be an alien probe. Loeb proposed that many similar objects could be hidden in our solar system, some in the Kuiper belt, others in the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter, and even some possibly submerged in our oceans, lying dormant. Loeb also proposed a staggering possibility. There could be up to 4 quintillion objects like Oumuamua cruising through our solar system. Although he didn't claim outright that Oumuamua was an alien spacecraft, he encouraged openness to the idea. The Kuiper belt, a distant region of our solar system beyond Neptune's orbit, presents another fascinating possibility. This belt contains countless objects, including 15810 Araun, a celestial mystery that has drawn NASA's interest. In April 2016, NASA's New Horizons probe turned its attention to Araun, which follows an unusual orbit that has prompted speculation about its true nature. As New Horizons approached Araun, all its sensors unexpectedly went dark, and communication was lost, as though something didn't want it observing further. Shortly before losing contact, NASA noticed something odd. Araun was spinning in a manner reminiscent of a spacecraft. Some speculate it could be an intelligent alien structure quietly observing us from the cold, dark depths of the Kuiper belt, disguised as an ordinary asteroid. However, there are reasons to lean toward a more conventional explanation. The discovery of Oumuamua was certainly peculiar, but its motion aligns with the typical behavior of objects in our part of the Milky Way galaxy. The mysteries surrounding Araun and Oumuamua remind us of how much we still don't understand, and perhaps the truth is waiting to be uncovered. Reports of strange aircraft and humanoid figures continue to surface in the news, though they are often quickly dismissed or overlooked.